Hello. Thanks for coming over to my YouTube channel, everyone. Hello, if I've never met you before, my name is Dawn and welcome to my little Art Yurt. Every single Friday, I basically share a fun Friday freebie video online with everyone, and we get together, we do some art, we have some fun from the comfort of your home. And today is like no other. I'm gonna do a video, and in fact today's video is gonna be super special because I've been sharing about 10 free videos with you guys now. So today is my very last video for a while. I'm gonna miss you guys so much, but it's okay. I thought since it's my last video, I'm gonna do something special, and I'm gonna do some cooking. I know, cooking, yes. So we're gonna do some art, and then we're gonna do some cooking together, because hand in hand, art and cooking, they make a fun team. So before we start, I'm gonna pretty much tell you what we need first, and then I'm gonna tell you what we are gonna do. So first thing first, as usual with all my other classes, we need a heavyweight painting paper. Okay, nice and thick, so that when you paint, there won't be holes underneath. If not, it'll be very holey and I can look through the painting. And of course, we're gonna need a brush, Mr. Brush. Now, today, oh yes, before I keep going on, we need a brush, and then we need a pot of water to wash our brush in. We need some paper towels to dab our brush so that it's dry. And of course, we need a special ingredient, or well, I'm not cooking yet, but we need a special art material called black Indian ink. Now, if you don't have black ink, you don't have to worry about it. You can just use black paint, or if you don't have black paint, you can use any colored paint you want. It's up to you. Or if you really don't want to paint, you can use a marker, or you can use a black pen, or you can use black color pencils, anything black or anything colored. Basically, whatever you can draw with or paint with. Okay, so these are the things that we need. I like to pour my black ink into a little dish. Ooh, you can see. I better be careful, because if not, I'm gonna have a black nose if this splashes on my nose. But yes, I like to pour my black ink out onto a little dish so that I can just use it straight from my dish. So yes, these are the things that we need. It's very noisy because someone just did like a big zoom past my house. But anyway, it's gone now. So yes, what we need as well is a plate of mushrooms. I know, you're probably wondering, what on earth? Why are we painting with mushrooms today? Don't worry, I'm not gonna use these mushrooms as a brush. I'm not gonna use this and go. We're gonna actually draw these mushrooms. And after we finish drawing these mushrooms, we are gonna cook them, and then we're gonna eat them. Some of you might be going, ew, I hate mushrooms. Mushrooms are disgusting. Don't worry, this recipe that I've got is super simple. You might end up liking mushrooms. I've actually done this class before with a few children. With actually quite a number of children with my regular term classes, and a lot of them, they were like, I hate mushrooms. They're disgusting, they're yucky. But then after they spend time drawing the mushrooms, getting to know the mushrooms, and then they watched me cook it, and then they ate it, and they were like, whoa, it's actually quite yummy. So don't worry if you hate mushrooms, just hang on tight. You don't have to eat it. I'm not forcing you to eat the mushrooms. You can just draw them, and then maybe mom can cook it up, and then if you don't want to eat it, mom can eat it, or dad can eat it. So we're gonna start. What we're gonna do today is we are basically gonna transform this white boring piece of paper into a wonderful mushroom painting. How do you do that? Very, very simple. Get your brush and get your ink and be all prepared. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start looking at each mushroom one by one, and you're gonna use your paintbrush and you're gonna draw it. Treat your brush like it's a pen. If you're really, really, really young and you know this is quite hard for you, don't worry about having to paint. You can use just simply a black marker and draw what you see. That's what we're gonna do. We're basically gonna draw, or we're gonna paint exactly what we see on the mushrooms. Now, this little mushroom is so cute. It's a baby oyster mushroom. Oh, it's like so tiny. So this baby mushroom, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the mushrooms and we're gonna paint it. We're gonna paint exactly what we see. So we're not gonna add like special eyes or special ears or hair because we don't see any eyeballs on this mushroom. We're basically gonna draw exactly what we see. This is called drawing from observation. Okay, I know I'm using a paintbrush, but my paintbrush is gonna be my pen basically. So I'm gonna look at this mushroom and I am gonna draw it using my brush. Okay, now when I draw it using Mr. Brush, I like to call my brush Mr. Brush, I basically spend time, can you guys see? I spend time drawing it carefully. I take a look closely to see what is on the mushroom. If there's little dots, I dot little dots. Okay, when I paint or when I use my brush to draw, I hold my brush quite straight like a soldier. I don't put my brush like that. I don't press it down. I tiptoe. Okay, watch the way I'm using my brush. Okay, I can even put the mushroom side by side, and my brush is quite straight. See, it's not slanted like that. It's not lying down like that. It's straight like a soldier. See, when you hold your brush up straight and do it slowly, what happens is you'll be able to actually get a very skinny line. Okay, so basically draw everything. If I see a little bit of like a bruise there, I can just add some dots. If I see like a flat part there, I can add some dots, or rather draw the part there. I can add some little dots because if I look very closely, I can see some little dots. I can even see some dots here. So pretty much draw exactly what you see. Once I'm done with this baby mushroom, I can pick up a different one. Oh, what is this? Hey. Now, this is not a cap. This is a mushroom. This mushroom is called a Portobello mushroom. If I look really closely at the Portobello mushroom, I can see a lot of lines there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw them. Same thing, my brush. Hold it nice and straight like a soldier standing upright. Okay, and you can do it nice and slow. Paint what you see. Okay, now this part here is not just a circle, it's a circle with a funny shape all around. Can you see? Yeah, so I'm gonna draw a circle first, because if I hold it up, you can see it. There's a circle, and inside the circle there's some little funny like triangle shape. Can you see it? Yeah, so I'm drawing that as well. And then there's like all these bits all around, so I'm also drawing that. Yeah. And then of course there's some dots. Can you see? Ooh, some dots on the middle here as well. So take my brush and some ink, some little dots, and of course the many lines. I can start doing the lines one by one. Okay, so basically you're gonna keep drawing as many different mushrooms as you can. It'll be great if you can, you know, go to the market with mom or dad, or even order it online, a variety of different mushrooms. If you can't find mushrooms at all, don't worry, you don't have to use mushrooms. You can do vegetables. Look through your fridge and see what kind of vegetables you have, or even if you've got, I don't know, a pantry full of cookies, different types of cookies and crackers, you can also put them all out and draw different types of crackers, different types of cookies, or you can do different types of, I don't know, fruits. Okay, so I've done that. Oh, there's some little lines as well, so I'm gonna add the little dots. Okay, and what is this mushroom? This one looks strange. Woo! This is called, oh, oops. This mushroom here is called shimeji. Okay, looks almost like a fairy house if you ask me, like as if there's a fairy door here and then a fairy can live in there. Then these are like the chimneys. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw, and you know what's the fun part about this activity? The fun thing is you can actually turn your paper all around. There's no right side up or right side down or whatever. You can do it upside down, inside, well, not really inside out, but you know, you can flip it all around. You can even do a very big giant mushroom. Whoa. And there's like little lines on this one so that I'm gonna draw those little lines, and then there's another little mushroom here. Little lines once again. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep filling up the whole paper with as many different mushrooms or different fruit or whatever you're drawing. Basically fill it up with as much as you can. And you know what's fun? You can draw some big, some small, some super extra duper big, like this one here. This is a shiitake. This is gonna go really big on the corner there. And if I look really closely, there's some little dots. In fact, there's like little lines as well. Can you see? This is like a big mushroom. You don't have to fit all the mushrooms on one piece of paper. You can sometimes crop it. So if you don't know what cropping is, cropping means cutting it. So for example, this mushroom, I want to draw it this way, but I just want to draw it on the side. I don't have to squeeze the mushroom on the side like that. I can draw, can you guys see? I can draw half of it like that and imagine the other half outside the paper. So this is called cropping, my friends. Cropping, enlarging your mushrooms, playing with the different sizes. That is what makes a picture quite interesting. Okay, if everything is the same size, everything is standing up in the same, you know, side by side like that, your picture will look a little bit boring. But if you turn your paper around, if you draw some big, some small, some overlapping. In fact, I've got this one here. I can draw this one. I don't know what mushroom this is. It's very strange, like an ear. Can you imagine? I've got 2 ears. Hi. But yeah, some of them you can even draw it behind each other, behind the other mushroom that's overlapping. Okay, you can overlap the mushrooms, make it fun, hide some behind. Okay, so basically I'm gonna keep going and going and going and filling up my paper and drawing more mushrooms, taking my time. Don't rush, because if I rush, then my whole mushroom painting will look a bit like an alien outer space because it looks a bit messy. So take your time, do it really slowly. If you're not using a brush, in fact, if you're using a marker, you can even draw all the tiny little details. If you've got a magnifying glass at home, you can even take it out, look through the magnifying glass and see, ooh, what can I spot? Because it's very interesting. Even like you see this mushroom, it looks just so boring. But if you look really closely, there's actually tiny lines out there. Look at that bit there. You can even draw things like that. Turn the mushrooms around and draw it. So you can draw all kinds. Ooh, this one is fun. This is called Enoki. This is very yummy in soups. In a lot of Asian cooking, we use this Enoki mushroom. They look really funny. They look like noodles actually. My son Louis, he's a baby and he often thinks that this Enoki mushroom is spaghetti. But he doesn't quite like Enoki mushroom, but he loves spaghetti. So every time I try and trick him into eating some, he goes, because he thinks it's pasta. But then the moment he puts it in his mouth, he goes, because it's not, it's actually mushrooms. So yes, so I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna keep filling it up. But yeah, actually no, I'm not gonna keep going right now. I'm gonna work on this later because I've actually done another piece. You guys know how it is. I always end up doing a sped up version. Let me just pop this away first. But look at this. I worked on this earlier on. And what I've done is basically I've just done all the different kinds of mushrooms that I've got. I've done, can you see? Some giant big ones, some tiny ones, some really tiny ones. I've overlapped them, some on top of each other, some in front of each other. I've cropped some as well. So today you're basically learning about enlarging, you're learning about cropping, you're learning about scale, playing with different sizes, okay? Once you have filled up your whole piece of paper with as many different mushrooms as you can, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna work on one last thing called contrast. Contrast means doing something that's completely different to each other so that a picture looks more interesting, more exciting. To have contrast in this picture, we're gonna paint it. We're gonna paint the background one color, which is black, because I've used black to draw, so I'm gonna just use black. So this whole piece can be a black and white picture. So can you guys see? I am actually painting the background now. So I'm not going to paint the mushrooms at all because I've spent all that amazing time working on the mushrooms and getting all the beautiful details in the dots, the lines, the scruff marks, the bruises on the mushrooms. So I'm going to leave the mushrooms as it is and not paint it in. And I'm just only going to paint the background. This way, once I finish up the whole painting, my picture, or rather my mushrooms, will actually stand out. They will look like they are mushrooms that are glowing in the dark. Okay, can you see what's happening? So I'm gonna keep going really, really quickly so that you can try and see the finished piece. Okay, while I'm working on this, I just also wanted to let you guys know, today I've basically talked, like this is more for the parents really, but moms and dads, while I'm working on this, as you can tell, I've talked about different things like contrast, scale, proportion actually, cropping. These are all things called art elements. Art elements are things that are very important in helping to make a picture successful, or to make a picture or make an artwork interesting. If you would like your child to learn more about different art elements and how art elements can help improve a picture, or even what are art elements, I actually have this special book online called An Art Elements, my very own book of art elements. As you can tell, I'm not very good at multitasking. I can't talk and think at the same time and paint at the same time, but yes, I basically have this book called my very own book of art elements online. I have sold a lot of copies of it, and I only have the downloadable copies now at the moment. The downloadable copies are exactly the same. It's just that you download it and you print it out yourself. So that's why it's a little bit cheaper. But it's pretty much a big coloring book. I think it's about 30 over pages of fun examples, coloring in pages of what art elements are. It's a book about different elements and principles of art, teaching children what they are, how you can actually use those things, examples of how each element makes a picture better. So yeah, if you are very keen to find out more about art elements and you want your child to learn more about them, hop online and there's tons of examples there, or rather, what am I talking about? There's the book there with tons of examples, and yeah, I hope you'll find the book useful for you guys, for your children. So yes, and of course I also have a lot of art materials. I know, yeah, I'm marketing my stuff, but you know, I have to because COVID times. But anyway, if you guys are after any art materials, hop online as well on my website. Apart from all these downloadables, art elements booklet, artists, you know, things like how to use scissors to do an artwork, things like painting a self-portrait, different artist classes, painting my bedroom, perspective drawing. So I've got a whole bunch of all these artist lessons, as well as art materials like warm colored paints, or cool colored paints actually, and warm color paints, and colored markers, and colored paper stacks, and of course the heavyweight painting paper that I always use in every single class. I've got all these supplies up online, so if you guys want to you know, get yourself sorted, have like an art corner at home, and you want to have all these art materials, hop online and have a look. They're all there. I've also got coloring in pages, lots and lots of stuff. Yeah, so have a look. Any single purchase helps a lot in helping me, in supporting me in what I do, really. So yes, I really appreciate you guys for helping and for sharing about my videos even. So yeah, I'm almost done. So you guys can see, the more black background space that's painted, the more the mushrooms kind of pop up a little bit more. Can you see the difference? So this side here isn't painted, that background is not painted. It looks like it's all just meshed into one. You don't know which is the mushroom, which is the background. But after I started painting the background in, you can see all the mushrooms starting to sort of like float in space. It's a pretty cool look, really. So I'm almost done with the background. I'm just going to finish it up so that you can see how the finished painting looks like. So if you guys didn't actually use black ink or paints to do the drawing, and you've actually used a marker, don't worry about needing black paint to finish up your picture. You can actually just use color pencils as well. So if you have been using color pencils or colored markers from the start, you can just simply use colored markers. Or if you really want to paint it, you know what you can use? You can use food coloring. So you can draw everything using color pencils, or you can draw it with a marker. And then once you're done drawing all the mushrooms, you can paint the background using food coloring. When you use food coloring, make sure mom or dad helps you, yeah? Because if not, you might get it all on your hands and it goes everywhere. And then you'll be walking around with blue fingers. There you go. So there you go. My painting all done up. Mushroom piece. I'm gonna pop this aside to let it dry. But I hope that you guys have had fun today with this art activity. And because I promised you guys earlier on that today is a very special class, it's not gonna just be painting and making art, it's also gonna be some cooking. I'm gonna proceed with the cooking part of this class. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed the art part. Now for the cooking. Alright, cooking. I'm gonna do it super fast as I can. We shall try. I'll be moving a bit here and there because of obviously my stove is there. So first thing first, you've got your mushrooms. Okay, I've actually washed all these mushrooms. Use a knife, or maybe actually before you use a knife, before you go, Mommy, I need a knife now. Mom thinks you might kill someone, but before you use the knife, ask mom and dad if you can actually use it first. If you're really tiny or really young, mom might need to help you, dad might need to help you. If you're a bit older and maybe under supervision, mom and dad might be able to let you cut it yourself, but don't worry, okay? So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut these mushrooms. I'm gonna try and slice them. Just really simple. I'm not gonna use all the mushrooms because it's just only gonna be for me that's gonna be eating this, so I don't want to have that much mushrooms. Okay, I'm also using a very tiny knife. Usually when I'm doing this in my kitchen, I use a proper knife. Okay, so I'm gonna cut some different mushrooms. Okay, what I like to do is whenever I cut the mushrooms, once I cut it to the half part, once I cut it to the middle, see how it's the middle, I like to plop it down so that it doesn't fly anywhere, it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't roll away. And then I do that. Okay, and I'm not really good at cutting stuff. I always end up cutting my fingers. So, well, maybe I won't really provide you with much tips on how to cut, but I do know that when you cut stuff, it's advisable if you actually put your hands like that, see your fingers, so you don't put it like that because you're gonna hide it on one side like that, yeah? So there you go. So this way it protects your little fingers. And of course, the more the knife goes towards your fingers, the more you move your fingers away, okay? Okay, this is a bit big, so I'm gonna cut it into half. So there you go. And I've also got some of these mushrooms, which I have cut off the yucky bit, these ones, okay? Maybe I'll cut it into half. Oh, sorry, wrong side up. There's a bit of dirt on this one there. Where's the dirt? Pop it away. Okay, and maybe the shimeji mushrooms, same thing, the bottom bit needs to be cut away. Put that there, we don't want that, and I can just cut it up just loosely. All right, so I've got a good amount of mushrooms here, and I'm gonna fry it now. Okay, if you have time, you can also chop up some garlic, chop up some onions, but I'm gonna do a super fast and simple mushroom fry, stir fry, so that you can just see it, because if not, I'll be here till tomorrow. Now, I've got my camping stove, I've got my frying pan. Okay, I've just turned the fire on, and I'm gonna put all my sauces here first. Okay, so this is still a bit hot, or rather still a bit cold, so I've got to wait for it to get a bit hotter first. Okay, once it's nice and warm, so maybe this cooking part, mommy or daddy can do it, not you, because you don't want to burn the house down, right? So once the pan is a little bit hot, a teeny bit of sesame oil. That's what I like to use. So this is more like an Asian mushroom stir fry, okay? It's very, very simple. And it's actually a recipe that I've got from my childhood. So I come from Singapore. I grew up in Singapore, and when I was a little girl, I remember as part of school, we would go on excursions to a mushroom farm. And at the mushroom farm, I remember, you know, being shown all these different types of mushrooms and how they grow the mushrooms. And the best part of the excursion was at the very end, when we would go to like the cooking station, and the farmer who basically showed us all around his farm would then fry up all these delicious mushrooms, and we get to eat the mushrooms, and that was the best part of the excursion. So ever since then, I like to do my mushrooms that way. Just a very, very simple fry up, okay? So the pan is nice and hot. I am gonna basically put my sesame oil in there. Once the sesame oil is nice and hot as well, I'm gonna put the mushrooms in. All of it. Da, da, da. Whoa. I might move the camera up a little bit so that my head doesn't get chopped off. Okay, and then very, very quickly, I'm gonna put some Chinese cooking wine. If you don't have Chinese cooking wine, you can also use mirin. Whoa. Again, a little bit more. Oh, here, let's go. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of light soy, and the best part, oyster sauce. I don't really use a lot of salt and oyster sauce in my cooking, but for mushrooms, it's super yummy. And then just mix it all around. That's it. Give it a good stir. Let it cook. Okay, let it cook. Da, 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 da. Can you see? Oh, yum, yum. I wish there was like a smell button so that you can smell the mushrooms. Okay. And once it's done, you can pretty much turn off the fire and you can enjoy your delicious mushrooms. I like to eat it the way it is. When I was a kid going on the excursions, this is what the guy would do, and then he would give us little toothpicks and then we would eat that, and that's lunch. So yes, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm gonna put this away before I burn myself actually. Might take one. Ooh, might try a. Oh, bellissimo. Very yummy. Okay, a little bit salty, but Okay, I'm gonna put this away first. But yes, I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of you who have tuned in the last 10 weeks or so, watching every single one of my videos, downloading my classes, learning alongside with me in my little art yurt. I hope you guys have enjoyed everything that I've shared. Hopefully further down the track, I will be able to do more videos. We'll see. But yes, every single download, every single purchase from you guys helps me create more content for you and your children. So yes, if you have any questions or anything about my classes, if you're keen to sign up, if you live in Melbourne in Australia and you would be keen to sign up for a class, let me know. I've currently got a wait list, but I'll pop you on my wait list so that you can join next year in 2021 or term 4. And what else? Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what to say, because this is like my last video. I'm getting emotional, so I'm trying to remember everything that I want to tell you guys before I log off. Oh yes, school holidays, July school holidays. I'm gonna run a few classes. If you're keen on booking your child in, if you live in Melbourne and you want to try a July a school holiday workshop with me in my yurt, a face-to-face actual school holiday workshop, you can also get in touch, or you can hop online onto my website on the 1st of June at 8 p.m. That's when the workshops will go up live and you can purchase a spot. So yes, I hope this class has been fun. I hope all my classes have been fun, whether or not it was you know, the crazy creepy crawlies or the giant birthday cake or the sparkling underwater city. I hope every single class has been such a fun activity for you and your family, and I hope to see you guys online still. Do say hi if you see me in person one day on the street. I don't bite, I promise. So yeah, have fun guys, and always stay creative. Bye bye.